This week on Gaming Dudes Podcast. Future Spidey here. This was quite the episode. There was a lot of rambling. There wasn't much gaming news out today, but it was a good episode, nonetheless, I will say. And if you notice Bren's camera being blocky or acting weird, it's because my internet was acting up and acting really strange. We had to cut out a part of the episode because of network issues. It was happening when I was live streaming too, so the internet's just been acting weird lately. So if you see any of those oddities, just remember that that's the reason why they're there. But yeah, no, this episode has no preview because of the ramblingness of the episode. Like, there was no specific topic we were going for except for at the beginning. Like, there wasn't any massive, like, earth-shattering news. Nintendo's doing nothing. Nobody's doing anything. But it is still a good episode, and I recommend watching it. So, on to the episode. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Gaming Dudes Podcast. I am Spidey.
Bren.
I have done the intro. It's been a long time since I've done it.
And last week.
Yeah, we did.
Health issues. We'll just go.
Yeah, he was sick as a dog. Well, I guess more than that.
Plus.
But we're coming in, and he's got some news in this very stale landscape of.
We haven't scounged around that much. Well, it's just be a lax episode.
Yeah.
Escape from Tarkov has some huge, not great stuff people are mad at. Partially because it's so this is what the issue is. First off, I like Escape from Tarkov. It's a great game. If you haven't played it, if you're a hardcore shooter fan, like, it's fantastic. What they did was when they released it, it was in beta for a long time. It still might be in beta. I don't know, but you could pay. You still had to pay for it. But people were loving it so much that people were okay with paying with it in beta state. That was fine. But the issue is they just recently released. So if you paid that money, there's like a certain price, like $150. If you pay that, you're like the top founder, something like that, and you get like all the subsequent DLCs. It's almost like when people buy the Destiny Pass, you get like, all the DLCs that come out. So it was like that. They released something that's pretty much a DLC, but they said it wasn't, and everyone had to pay $250 for it.
Yeah, that's.
The scummy thing is,
it's actually it affects the game.
It is a DLC. First off, it's a DLC.
Yeah,
they're just not. They're saying it's not a DLC just so people have to pay for it.
Usual scummy practices 101, essentially.
I thought these guys were good, but apparently, so that happened. People were outraged
because this game was like a massive hit, wasn't it? Like like a huge hit. Because I never played it, so
love this game. But yeah. So they did. So they did that. Everyone was like, "Okay, we're like a little bit. This is kind of strange that you did this." Like, really mad, and then they doubled down. Like, the community was in an outrage. So many people were even saying they were going to try to sue, apparently. And they made a statement, and they doubled down. Like, this isn't a DLC. Like, it's not a DLC. I don't know how much we can say that. And finally, today, they finally caved and apologized. And, yep, everyone from they paid the $150 originally will get all this stuff. But I don't think it's permanently. I think it's just for 6 months. So they still didn't really cave. They just kind of caved.
So they fake fixed it. They basically faked out the player base.
Developer I thought was good.
Was not.
Trying to scam.
Was not good. Yep. Big surprise.
You're struggling for money. Just like admit that. Anyway. Yeah, so developers class getting greedy. What I was trying to say, because I don't know if you were responding or not, but if these guys if you were having trouble and people like your game, like you can ask for help. Like if you're actually financially having issues, like you can ask for help. People like your game. Like people will want to help you out because they like the game.
Well,
Why
Bethesda
do something shady? Why do something sort of shady, like not a DLC, and like try to scam people of their money? Now people are more mad at you than before.
Bethesda did the exact same thing with Fallout 76. They released a game with no NPCs in it, and then they
I
basically
remember, yeah.
and then they gave you DLC with NPCs in it. And for some reason, like people had an outrage. There were people who had an outrage, but there were people who didn't care. I think that part was even worse. Like I didn't even understand.
It's yeah. There's a lot of stuff companies do that I don't care about because I do care about, but
I mean, not having NPCs in a Bethesda game though.
that's really bad. I wouldn't have. Fallout 76 looks terrible to me anyway, but like I hear it's better, but I'm so over Fallout games. I love them, but I'm so over playing them that I would never.
I don't
That's what I'm
blame
saying.
you.
This is my bias come in. What they did is crappy, hands down, right? But I know other companies that do crappy stuff, and I'm still like, I like playing it, so I'll still, I guess I'll shill a little bit. Like,
You mean like yeah, dude, there's plenty of I mean, even COD's kind of been that way too. With the whole
pe-
releasing Modern Warfare
Ugh.
3 with the DLC.
Yeah, literal like should be a crime. Like, oh, it's
That
supposed to be
was
a DLC. You said it was a full game,
like who thought
and
that
you
was a good
threw a
idea?
story together with Verdansk levels. Because
Yeah,
you
that
and everybody.
that's
That's
like
the thing, though. What I'm saying is, people are gonna buy it. People are gonna buy it.
it's
Just
I mean it makes sense cuz
most
where
people,
where
most
else
people.
is the gunplay going to be that good? Like I will say that.
Yeah, COD's just like such a unique uh gunplay game. Like the gunplay is like you're not gonna get anything that's the same.
Yeah, I ain't going to cast a stone
I'm
at
not saying
someone for
everybody
that.
loves it. I don't think everybody loves it,
No.
but that's what I'm saying. It's like people like the game. Activision knows they're kind of in a spot where it's like, well, it's kind of like Pokemon. People are gonna buy Pokemon, even if the game is like not as good as it should be.
Yeah.
Just how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, especially with like I think Scarlet and Violet did look good though, personally. I think it actually
I thought Scarlet and Violet was great, but people hated it, I guess.
I will say Sword and Shield looked horrible from what I saw of you
I did
playing
not
it.
have fun. I didn't have fun with it that much. I had a lot more fun with Scarlet and Violet.
Like Sword and
Um,
Shield, the rival looked lame, the gameplay looked lame, the team looked lame. It was all just it just kind of felt like garbage to me, looks wise at least. Not necessarily. I can't judge on gameplay. I almost bought it, but I didn't.
Dodge a bullet. I am glad. There's something for me too where I'm just so deep in at this point where I'm like, well, I don't know if I could function. It's so a part of my life to play Pokemon, even if it's new or bad, because I've played them all pretty much. And it's like at this point,
I mean, you even played Legends
I don't know if I'm
Arceus.
capable. I don't know if I'm capable to like not do it. So deep at this point where I'm like, it's such a part of me playing these games that I'm like, well, I would feel like I feel like I would have withdrawals if a game came out and I didn't play it. I'd be like, I'm kind of shaky
Yeah, I've
here. Like,
never.
need to buy this now.
I never. I never had that experience with it, but it is kind of cool to see someone who like stuck with the franchise. I did not, but you
It's
did.
like it's literally like it's like a childhood friend. It's just like we just grew up together. I'm still like we're still buddies. We still hang out like whenever you're around, but like that.
I mean, at least they stayed true to what made them like popular and didn't change the formula so much that it was
Yeah, that's true.
like so many games just go for such widely different things. Like Zelda isn't even Zelda anymore. Like freaking Breath of the Wild is nothing like. And I've said this before, but I'm just being honest. That's the only game I can compare it to because with Pokemon, it stayed
Yeah,
faithful.
yeah.
Some people are like, "Oh, dude, why isn't the formula changed? Why haven't they changed this?" But if I'm being honest, isn't that kind of what
What,
made it cool?
what would they change in Pokemon?
Yeah,
They changed it in Arceus.
Do you mean
It's
like do you mean the story? Is that what they're saying?
what do you want changed? Like, yes, they could work on having a better story. It's like the combat, the turn-based RPG part of it, and catching Pokemon is like what keeps people coming back.
Yeah, it's not people
I don't
aren't
know what you want them to do otherwise.
and look at Pokemon XD and Coliseum. You know, as much as I like those games, they like the gameplay is not as good as the original games or any of the regular games. The spin-offs never captured what those games were trying to offer. And that's what's annoying.
Yeah.
Because the core of it is catching Pokemon. And if you can only catch Pokemon by doing weird gimmicks, like that, I kid you not, in XD, you have to walk over to this, like, you have one wild area you can go to, and then you have to put down this like food item, and then you have to wait and go around the world and progress the story to get like Pokemon. It's horrible. Or you have to just go around. It's so bad, and you have to come back to the area.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, just make it like
Concept
a normal
of it was
Pokemon
really cool
game.
though.
Yeah, it's the problem is they
That's what
also
I'm saying, though. So they have branched out and it just doesn't do well.
yeah, it just
I don't
didn't.
know. I think Arceus did well. I'm not sure though.
People loved Arceus.
Arceus was still like basically the same, just with boss battle. No, it was unique. It was fun. It was a fun game. I basically beat it in like a night.
Now, yeah,
like 2 nights.
It was actually kind of cool from what I saw. I liked it personally.
I didn't like how you had to like catch a certain amount of Pokemon or like level up a certain amount of Pokemon or like to go. You had to have like you had to catch a certain amount of Pokemon to go to the next unlock the rest of the story.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
So it's like, oh, catch a lot of Pokemon in this area, then you can go to the next. I'm like, you shouldn't make me do that.
Yeah, it's
I'm about like I'm not about the catching.
No,
it's fun to find my team, but once I get my original team, I'm like,
who
locked in, and then I'm just training those things like a madman.
Nobody's like, I never sat down and completed the decks. I've never completed a dex in any of the Pokemon.
Did one time in yellow, once,
like never.
But that was because I already beat it so many times. Then you're just like, what else is there?
Yeah, what else do I do?
When Pokemon games took like longer to come out too.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude.
Like,
I remember looking up those dates, man. They were.
So you're kind of like,
it must have been brutal.
As a kid, there wasn't a bunch more options, so Pokemon was like my main gig there. I mean, there wasn't much better you're getting on the Game Boy than Pokemon.
No, dude, the Game Boy had
cool games. I'm just saying, Pokemon was the best.
Yeah,
Pokemon
it had
was like
nothing.
Revolutionary.
Well, it had almost nothing. I mean, what did you have? Some cool Zelda games, like the original
battles.
From the original like Game Boy games. There's basically nothing. I mean,
I remember like playing Game Boy and like using the link cable and like battling each other. So fun back then.
Before the days of the friend code, remember that? The friend code days when you had
the game. Nintendo was always ahead of the game in that way.
They were
for a while. At that time. Now they're way behind, but back then.
They're nothing. They're nothing now. They're basically
the PSP.
Like, PSP was amazing.
PSP was like way ahead of everything else. And it flopped.
And it's so annoying. I talk about that when I talk about the PSP with people. I'm like, I'm sad the PSP flopped, dang it. I'm sad it flopped, all right?
They did a great job with that.
It was such a freaking cool system, dude. I liked that Mega Man game. What was it? Mega Man Powered Up. That was such a cool little game. You could build levels. You could like play as all the other Robot Master characters. It was just such a cool concept. There were some good Metal Gear games on there, good Kingdom Hearts games, SOCOM, all that stuff. It was a system that was revolutionary, man. I loved it personally. Some people were like, dude, I'd rather be playing a DS. I was like, dude, I would have rather had the PSP than the original DS. And this is coming from a guy who loved the original DS. Like,
I don't know if I don't think I owned an original DS.
You didn't. I think you got the DSi. I own the DS.
DSi was my first one for sure. My first DS.
I own the DS Lite, and I had some good memories with it. Mostly Super Mario 64 DS.
DS is fantastic.
And the Mario
Fantastic.
Mario Kart DS. Oh my gosh, dude. One of the best Mario Kart games, if not the best I've ever played. Since it was just Mario Kart 64 but just expanded.
The DS was great. I don't know. PSP like was my first and probably my only um experience. Part of the reason I probably like it so much is because it's the only time when I game I play with my friends and that's it. So I'm not like on the mics talking
No.
to people, and that's okay. I don't really feel like doing it, but I'm saying PSP was the only time in my life I ever was like on the mic, started a clan, and we all like talk on the mics and like meet. It was. I wonder if that's why it's so. Another reason it's so. First off, it's ahead of its time because it had a mic system. Full blown can talk on the mic system.
Yeah, they
Party system back then, like crazy good.
never, yeah, no, Nintendo could never do that, which is funny. They never could do the whole mic system. They
Remember we
also
played this game called what?
they also could never do multiplayer that well on the DS. You know what I'm saying? Like not counting Mario Kart and Pokemon, like that's a given. But any other game, they couldn't even like.
I don't even know how many had stuff. I literally just played Pokemon on it pretty
Almost
much.
every
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
game.
the only DSi game I played was I'm pretty sure the only reason I buy Nintendo things ever is for Pokemon.
Yeah, you're like a massive fan. I'm like,
Like I bought Switch to play Smash Bros. Originally. I like Smash. But I kept my Switch to play Pokemon. I would have
I
sold it ever.
I bought it for Zelda and regretted my decision completely. I regretted it. It was the most disappointing launch ever. I was like, dude, I'm gonna buy this at launch. Bought it at launch. Played Zelda. Horrible.
SOCOM was the first
It was so disappointing.
SP. Fireteam Bravo. I played this game so much.
Yeah, that was your guys's. That was your guys's like.
I know this is probably my favorite gaming memory of all time. Like probably because like I said, it was like a social the game was like pretty good. It was like pretty fun to play, but it was also like we just talked to people. And I'm not saying that I want to do that now. I'm just saying that that's the first and only time that I did that. Where it was like, whoa, I'm in with these guys. We talked like every night.
And it was a
And some of my
handheld
like
game.
yeah. So in our clan, where jail comes from, like gamers are such a cornball name, but like at
Gamers
the time
Elite.
we thought it was sick. And I remember um playing that and like having a guild like a clan, and then we would fight like we'd do like tournament play for like against other huge clans, like the top clans. Ivy was like the best one. We would go like toe to toe with them all the time. And I remember being like, I don't think I've ever like I don't think I've ever had a better memory of like video games than that. Like where
So that was like your top one then.
I was in like an active clan. PSP I think was the best handheld of all time. Not just because of that, but they were just way ahead.
I would even disagree. It
You watch
felt
Netflix on it. You could listen to music on it. You could play all these games on it. You could surf the web on it. Like
well. It also
a
had
full blown mic system.
it had console quality graphics and gameplay. It wasn't just like a weird N64 hybrid like the DS was. It was like the 3D for the DS was like N64 quality, maybe a little bit better, but it was still not that good. And half the time, if you didn't like those types of games or you got sick from those games, you were out of luck. So the PSP was actually like standard quality, and I'm kind of impressed they were able to even do that well with a freaking handheld. Like in that era, can you think of a handheld having that crazy a graphics?
Oh, that's why I think it's the best. I think it's the best by far. And they had more good games than just that. They had a Metal Gear game that was really good. They
Peace
had
Walker,
Mirror
Portable
Dark,
Ops.
which was another game we played that was so fun. But Yeah, I think that clan experience
Defined your
is
gaming
kind of
life.
what I want to chase in like Clash of Clans too. Like people always talk about the community keeping people playing a game. You know what I mean? Like you get into the
Yeah.
community, and then it's like with SOCOM, the game was good. Like it was really fun. Don't get me wrong. Like it would be hilarious to try to pop on and emulate it and play it today, but or like at some point, like in this day and age, just to like it would probably be a flashback from the past. But
Like a nostalgia
I
trip.
would love to. But that was so fun. And it's like it was like would I have played the game as long as I did if it wasn't like us being in a clan, talking a lot, partying up, kind of having like rivalries against
Other
uh
clans.
other clans. So basically they'd have like tryout lobbies. What the big clans would do was they would go into another clan's tryout lobbies and then fight them and then basically beat them down until they left their own. Like that was like the big mark of like we're better than you. It's like so you would make your own custom game and you would say gel tryouts. People would come in, they would try out for your clan, and if you like them, you're like yeah. Ended up getting so big we had to make two separate rosters.
So did
For
you
like how
guys
big
come
the
up
clan
with
was.
this like tryout system, or was it like a
It was I
actual?
don't know who started doing that, but it was just already kind of a thing.
Hmm.
So we joined. Ivy would do tryouts. The big flex you could do on people is you would join people's lobbies. You would join. So if it said Ivy tryouts, we would all take our best players, join in, dumpster them so hard that they would leave their own tryout lobbies and make a new room. And that was like the like most. That was like BMing for the game. Like, oh, dude, you're like, really? You're gonna come into our tryout room and kick us out? Like, but they would do the same to us too. So we do gel tryouts. They would start coming in. Then it gets a really competitive of like, okay, we gotta destroy these guys until they
Yeah.
leave our room.
Who
Like,
I can imagine.
and it
Yeah,
would just
that's.
we would do that so much.
I've never heard of anything like that in my life. I've never
And then
heard
you
of
would stay in it
tryouts
too.
or crazy
Oh yeah,
like.
people do it for COD.
Really?
I don't think that the clan system like matters as much as it did then. Like that's what I'm saying. Like what game do you know nowadays that has like a clan that system that matters that much?
No, I don't
Besides
know
like
any of them.
as like MMOs or something.
Yeah, that's
Like
true. I mean, that's those games in general are just built for that.
the Clash of Clans is like similar where it's like the clan system is like a big part of the game. Is like playing with others
Yeah, and
in a
fighting like
clan.
other clans, smacking them
Yeah.
down.
That's something I like I like that aspect of the game. Games now like if you're playing Call of Duty, they don't have a clan system. And if they did, people just game alone more these days. Like they don't want to be. I don't, and I get it. Like me too. I'm not saying it's bad. We're just saying people want to be less social and just kind of game like with their boys. Uh, Back then, I think it's because especially because I was young. Like we were younger, so we didn't just get to buy things when we want. So it's like when we get a PSP, we're looking to play with other people with PSPs. None of my friends had them, besides our
No,
cousin Ryan.
so you're kind of forced
Using
to
the using the yeah.
branch
So you're
out to
kind
the
of forced to like,
community.
well, I got to branch out. If we're gonna have a clan, I got to branch out. And I think I've been chasing that feeling for a long time. Like that feeling of gaming
But has it ever gotten
for like
back to how that felt though?
one time it was close, and we were playing this Me and TJ were playing this Lord of the Rings like strategy game. We started our own clan. People were getting like super into it. We were like trying to take over the map. We had like really active players. Um, that was the closest it's gotten since Since that point of people being like talking a lot, strategizing a lot, thinking about what time we can be on, taking forts together, like stuff like that.
Collaborating, thinking, like devoting their time to the game, actually
Yeah, and
devoting
I
it.
had to stop playing it just because it was like you can't really do it properly if you have a job. Not so
No,
with this Lord
no.
of the Rings strategy game. I'm saying like it was like well, there's too much time. Like it takes. I would have to like do a test because there's time differences. So it's like you schedule a time, and then it's like could be while I'm like just starting my workday. It's like I shouldn't really be getting
Yeah,
on.
you're like, well,
doing
it's
that
a
at
it's a
you know?
work day. I'm at work, so I can't really be
Exactly.
contributing to this. It's like
That was when I was doing the carpentry, and I would be like, could I have? Yeah, but it's like I'm still. I couldn't. Yeah, it's just you can't have as much. You just don't have as much time.
well, I kind of respect that
That's
because
the other part about being
some
a kid.
people would still do that though. Some people would be like, oh, dude, I'm still gonna use my phone at work and waste time.
We just had to quit. I don't know. And TJ had to quit too because he was playing it too much. It was like both of us like, oh, like or like
Life creeped up. Life was creeping up to you.
it's like, oh, I'm taking this like this is on my screen at like pretty much all times. I'm like popping on, checking it, like and it was cool because you'd like get an alert that you're getting attacked, and it wasn't like Clash. It's all like live map. So it's like Clash is like it's asynchronous.
Yeah.
This game is like you would get an alert like, oh, your like base is being attacked, and you want everybody on to like fend them off. So like everybody gets that alert, and then you basically like have to get on because they all get an alerts, and you're like backing each other up like strategically, like fortifying each other's fortresses and stuff, and repairing stuff, and then it's like oh, like so you basically have to get on when that happens. It's the same thing with Rise of Kingdoms. They're like similar, like 4x. So it's kind of like if you don't get on, your base is just getting slain.
Your whole clan is suffering because of this. Your whole clan is losing.
And either you're trusting that they're getting on and backing you up, or
this has to be an all-in thing.
Yes. So that's when even TJ and I were both like, dude, we've even thought about like we should play it again, but it's like it is such a if you want to be a clan leader and be a part of like on the front lines, because it takes a little bit to travel. You can't just like walk across the map. You have to like set up towers so you're like so you have to build a path, although it's like really strategic. It's really cool. But
sounds complicated.
Such a time. It is. Really
like
is.
Really
kind of like a cool part about it. So we had to like push and travel a path to like the front lines. Oh, we had some people like protecting our home base. It's like it's very fun and very addicting, but to have your own clan and being someone who's actually in the combat, like where the thick of it is, you got to be playing a lot.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I would never play. I would never play a game where I had to like fully be there every day, just like going like this.
Yeah.
Just like sitting there, just looking at my phone, going,
yeah.
Like you guys, this is what I would really be doing. I'd be in bed sleeping. You guys would be like, "Get on, get on!" You'd be screaming at me. You'd be screaming at me. You're screaming at me for Clash of Clans. I'm not even on there often. That's the funniest part. It's just the truth. For me, I am the least like gamer in terms of that. Like I'm the least Clash of Clans. Like I'm the least clan mentality person. I'm the complete opposite. I am so like not doing any of that stuff that it's not even funny. You could not depend on me for anything. Like I'm just being honest.
Oh, I know. Trust me. You're in a Clash of Clans clan. Trust me, I know.
Oh, I know, dude. It's sad. It's sad, but it's just like I don't know, man. It's one of those games where you just, if you're not gonna buy gems or anything, you basically have to pour a lot of time into it. You can't just like be half measured. You can't be halfway. You gotta like look up the strategies and make time to get the game right and support the team at the right time, do the clan games, do the raids, do that. And those are easy. I actually think the clan games and the raids are actually fun parts of the game. I just feel like the actual wars for me are just like...
You can't even be in the game. You're not even in wars because your base is... Oh.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
Although you are moving up in the ranks.
Yeah. I am trying to push it this time. I am trying to at least like be decent. I'm not aiming for perfection. I am not aiming to be like you guys who have like bases that insanely dwarf mine. Like,
But you got to think that's the thing about mobile games, man. Some of them are really fun, but the money spending is like,
a big part of it.
yeah, it's
And-
like it's funny because Clash of Clans it's base building and then there's attacking.
Yeah.
Like the base building aspect, I enjoy, but I'm obviously like more into the attacking part, the skill based part. It's funny. I've been talking to one of my buddies who's like the opposite. He was saying that he likes the base building.
Yeah, I don't really
The
like
attacking
base
he could give or
building.
take. He was
I
like,
don't-
oh, I could give or take. Like, so like his account is almost maxed again. Like, he was like, I'm thinking about selling my. Seemed like I was looking into selling my account. I was like, you put so much time and money into this. Like, why would you just get rid of it?
Hold the phone. People can sell their accounts?
You should. First off, I'm not selling my account. I'm not suing on anyone. It is against the terms of service.
What?
So don't do this. Don't sell your
I
Supercell
would never
account.
do
It is
it.
against terms of service. Do not do it. You will get permanently banned. I don't encourage it. I shouldn't do it. I'm just talking about somebody else. I was telling not to do it as well. And they were like, well, if I can get like this amount of money for it, I was like, yeah, but think of all the money you and time. Like you grew up with this base. You're not attached to it at all. You're just like
He's like, I enjoy
no,
base
he
building,
was
but I
saying he
think
would
I'll
just
sell
restart. He was saying he would just start a new account after that. I was like,
it. That just seems.
so you're basically saying I don't want to be part of the end game.
Yeah,
anymore.
that seems
What?
kind of interesting.
But that's his view. It's like you could go play a different base building game where that's like the main thing. Then, like,
yeah,
Clash is-
I don't understand where this desire to. Yeah, I don't understand why he'd want to sell his account. I mean, why would you want to make money off of it? It's just like, oh, I can get some quick cash. Like, is that his mentality?
Yeah.
Like, or like, why not?
He was like
just,
he was like if I could get it like he was like if I could get like $500 for it, he's like I would do it.
why not just give up your account for free to somebody?
He wants cash.
I'm just saying, be generous to somebody else instead. If you're,
He wants cash. He wants the cash. First
I
off,
don't know.
don't be you don't sell your account. You
I
shouldn't be
agree with
doing it.
you. I agree
But
with you.
I'm saying like I understand he's probably put a lot of investment, time, and money. Like wants something, but you're not going to get back what you
No.
put in. That's for sure. Not even close.
No. Not at all. Not even with the best base. What bonehead is going to be like, yeah, I think I'll buy this Clash of
I've
Clans
played
account.
Clash of Clans since I was like for like 10 years, not more. It's
Hey,
like
you were around since the OG days.
I took a long break, and this is the guy who convinced me to get back into it. Just like, oh, and you want to sell you're like might sell your account.
Have people
He
actually
stopped, like-
bought accounts? Like, actually
Oh,
done
yeah,
it?
I'm sure it happens.
But I don't think it's a common.
I'm sure you
it's not
could
like
do the
a
same
common-
thing. I'm sure people sell their Fortnite accounts. Sure.
Dude, I can get these. At least you get cool skins for that. Like, at least
True.
there's some kind of incentive behind it.
Is
but
that not weird to want to do though? It just seems so
Yeah.
strange to me.
I don't get it either, but that's their shtick, I guess. Like, I need $500. It's like, you're gonna sell a Clash of Clans account? You could sell something else, maybe something you're not using. Like, you like the game.
Just not sell anything. So that's just how much he was saying he likes the base building.
So he'll
when-
restart
when
from
he
square
maxed out-
one.
When he maxed out Town Hall 15, he didn't play. He didn't even fight in wars. He like basically didn't check it. And I was like, dude, could you check it? He's like, oh yeah, I don't check because I don't have anything to upgrade. I'm like, that's how much you don't care about
Anything but the base building.
like anything but the base building.
Well, some
Like-
people make art out of their bases, and that's all they do. Like, I remember seeing a guy made like a skeleton, and that's all he did. Like,
People do that too. Yeah.
He didn't even care.
Someone did the middle finger for us once. Remember that? Or like that base that was like giving me the middle fingers.
Yeah, that's
It's
that I don't get either. Why would you want to make a skull base or a middle finger base? Like, that's
yeah,
funny,
it's like
but
you're
what
basically
does
making
that
it so I
do?
easily slam you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember seeing that. I was like, why is there a base with like art? Who thought this was a? I mean, I may not be like the biggest fan of the game, but it's funner when I have an opponent who at least has a base that I can fight. Like that's the thing. The people in my league I crush. Like now, I crush the people who are my level.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to see these like dudes not even giving a rip about it, like not caring at all.
Yeah.
You could care the least out of anybody when it comes to base building. The other guy's selling it, but at least he like cares about the base building. These guys don't even. They're not even playing the game. They're playing the game for a troll. They could just go to Discord and MS Paint and just draw crap and send it to people. That's better than wasting your time on Clash building an art base.
They're probably still building their base. I don't know, dude. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. It's like, man, I feel attached to stuff when I put this much time. It's like, Clash of Clans account has been like, I've grinded for this. I've spent a significant amount of time in my life like putting into this game. Like, why would I just bail on that? It's like, what? So I just thought it was odd. It was so easy for him to just be like, oh yeah, if I got this much, I was like, I wouldn't sell mine for. First off, I wouldn't sell mine ever.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, I wouldn't sell it for anything anyway.
Yeah.
It was allowed. Like, I'm like, dude, you'd have to give me so much money for me to be like, all right, it'd have to be a lot. Not just because of the money I put in, just because
it's a sentimental thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm attached. It's
yeah, it's very. It'd be
two bases.
I mean, it'd be like, let's say you could make a custom character in a game. Let's say one day they make that, and you just sell it to somebody else, and you like level this character up and put so much. It's an MMO character, even an MMO character. I mean, you poured
like
so
if
much time.
Sold, like, I did like a ton of played a ton of WoW or something.
Yeah, it's like why would you sell this character that?
I played too well. Let me sell this character. It's like you've been through raids, you've been through.
And there's still expansions coming out. Like, they're still updating the game actively.
The Clash of Clans gets updated constantly.
Same. Yeah, I remember. Every time I'd freaking open the app, even if a day had passed, open up the app, update. Which is good. Yep. Because it's good to have a game that actually, keeps things rolling. I've seen plenty of games that just die within a couple years. Like Battlefront 2, that game also died super fast, and it was about character building with the star card system that was just microtransaction filled, and then they killed it when it was finally getting good, the game. But Clash of Clans actually survived. It's sad that a console experience that is supposed to be based off of like building characters is so much worse than a mobile experience. Like that's embarrassing as a company. You have to be, and this is a high quality mobile game. This Clash of Clans, am I wrong in saying this? Is it the most popular mobile game ever created?
I think it might be. That, I know, like, it might be. That and PUBG Mobile are like very, very popular. But I think that Clash is more popular.
Well, Clash is more impressive. It was in an era of freaking Candy Crushes and like Flappy Birds. Like, no, it was in an era of garbage. You had nothing.
I feel like it had to be one of the games that showed that mobile gaming can have something.
Yeah, it can't just be this stupid thing that your grandma's playing.
Yeah.
Fruit Ninja.
Like the puzzle.
Dude.
Yes.
Fruit Ninja. Temple Run. Like, nobody cared about Temple Run. I didn't care about it.
It was fun, but it's not like something I'm playing every
time. No. Dude, I remember how bad those games were, man. They were so bad. They were embarrassingly bad.
And our clan is like, I don't know how to get an active one. Like, we had, like, whenever I raise our trophy level, you can like raise like the trophy level to join the clan. Like, oh, you have to have this many trophies before you can join this clan. But we're not like, our clan isn't super active besides our family, and we don't really, like, nobody really chats. Just like get on, play. which is fine. I just don't know if if people come in, they're like, oh, no one's talking or no one's asking for donations. Like, if that's what people like look at or think about that makes them want to stay. I don't really know what makes people stay. I imagine that like being the leader of the clan, you have to be like very, like I would have to be like very engaging. Oh, hey, like, come on,
Inviting.
guys. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe I just have to invite random people. Like, I'm not sure. But I keep lowering it down. The thing is, when you lower it down, you get all these scrubs.
Oh,
But at least if they're scrubs, you're like, at least they're in. They're in. Like, at least they're playing. You know, at least there's people in the chat, and like it's more active. Because I went through a huge kicking stage of like, I'm kicking everybody.
Yep. I'm surprised you haven't.
Now I'm like,
you haven't kicked me. I'm just being honest. I'm not even being.
you still don't. You still pop on, so you were at least like every 2 days or so. You're getting like you're pushing. I know you're like trying to push.
Yeah,
towards
it's just so it's hard, man. And I haven't spent a dime.
I like kicked other people because they're in our family because they were like, well, I'm done playing. That's
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's kind of, it's like, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate too because.
So I was talking to John, and I was like, do you think you should like maybe I'll keep my second account in this clan and try to get us all on a different one? But then it's like then we might not be in war. It's a hard balance.
Well, especially for you, you're clan leader. Let's think about this for a second. I am a lowly scrub cake. This is my perspective on this thing. This man is clan leader, and he runs it well. TJ tries to co-manage, but I think you are the clan leader. Overall, I think he thinks he is.
I'm glad people do co-manage, but
it's like I feel like for me, you guys, I don't know how you guys did it, man. I don't know how you guys sat there through the grind and actually like survived with sanity in your head. Like I don't know how
some of it's money. Let's think you haven't spent any money.
I know, but I'm just doing it because I just don't. I can't. It's not
even spend money. It doesn't matter. Like you shouldn't. I'm not saying you should. I'm saying like, this isn't me saying like, dude, you spend money. I don't think you should. I'm not saying that's a good investment. I'm just saying that like that's part of it. We spent money, you didn't, so it's a slower build.
Yeah.
I haven't spent money in a while on it, but it's still like just recently all my Clash Mini went down, so like all my gems I spent in that, I got to shift over to Clash of Clans, so now I have like a ton. Which is cool they did that because I spent a lot of money on Clash Mini, a lot more than I thought.
What was Clash Mini?
2%. There's the auto chess one.
There's so many clashes.
I got like into Clash Mini.
What was that other Clash one?
Clash Royale?
Yeah, Clash Royale, yeah.
I still play Clash Royale. I think Clash Royale is really fun.
Clash Royale actually looks really cool. I even thought it kind of looked cool.
Yeah, a lot of people these days think it's with mobile games. People will go in and out of like this sucks. This like very quickly. Clash of Clans has kept a positive like review, but Clash Royale's been up and down. But with mobile games, there's going to be a pay to win aspect.
Yeah, that's just the truth.
That's how they are.
That's how it is. So, and I get why they are.
I'm not saying it's good. I am not saying it's good. I'm not saying that people shouldn't be upset or like, and I'm not telling everybody to play them. But there are a few where it's like, Clash of Clans is totally worth playing. You don't have to pay money.
In some ways, I kind of get it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate with my own argument, where basically it's like with console games, it's kind of stupid they have those, but with a mobile game, it's like, I mean, how else are they gonna survive? Like,
true. If the game is free to play, you know, the only other thing they could do would be cosmetics.
And that's the thing. That's something I respect about mobile games is I understand why they do it. And I'm kind of happy they do it because it keeps their game alive. with like regular games, it's like I'd rather just pay for the game. You know, it's not horrible. Like paying for skins, whatever. Who gives a rip? Who cares about paying for skins? That's stupid. But whenever there's like map packs, I'm just like, dude, I'd just rather have DLC at this point because so many times I play games that just like pour the bare minimum into content. Like, did they run out of budget for half they did? Like you can't fund a game with a skin store unless you're Fortnite. That's not feasible. So stop trying to copy Fortnite and just make games the way they were before. Like you just need to.
I don't disagree.
Like this isn't me being like Fortnite has captured the market. Okay, you cannot do anything. Like you cannot do anything to capture the market. I'm sorry, Battlefront 2. Your skins are cool, but nobody cares about buying them. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to buy them because it's like, why would I want to buy a Luke Skywalker skin? Like another Luke skin that has him in his New Hope outfit. It's like it's cool, but I wouldn't spend money for it. Like none of this stuff is cool enough to make me buy it. And Fortnite is made for that. That is that game's biggest thing.
Yeah, you have to be unique for your game to stick these days.
Yes, you do.
Same thing when we're talking about streaming and stuff. It's like you have to do something different. Otherwise, you can get it's not like luck involved, but there's got to be some sort of like shtick of some kind. Everybody and their mom is trying to make tons of people. Everybody and their mom is trying to be a streamer, make content like, and that's okay. Like if you just like doing it, I'm saying that like you have to do something different. So with the games, Clash of Clans did a great job being like, well, we're on mobile. We're in mobile. For starters. Second off, it's a really good like real-time strategy game. Not like StarCraft or anything like that, but
like at least they freaking tried.
An asynchronous strategy game that's like very fun. It's got a lot of depth. Like a lot of depth and like skill to it.
More depth than most games.
So it's like there's just so many options for strategy. They care about keeping it balanced, so it's not.
Which is good. That is one thing I will say. The balance on Clash is good.
Don't just bombard us with like new stuff. Like here's a new thing. Here's a new thing. Here's a new thing. I feel like they take time and care about it. But what I'm saying is like that they did a unique thing. They did mobile gaming and it paid off.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No kidding.
Same thing with Clash Royale. You know, all their games. They take risks and they're fun. They're really fun. Clash Royale is fun. But market, like you're saying, the reason I said this because it is corner. It's like you're not gonna.
No.
Battle Royale is like you are not like Warzone, Fortnite, and Apex. Basically, the only three you're gonna get.
Yeah, you're never gonna be that high. So
those three have all the corners of the market taken care of. It's like what people who like to really challenging shooting and like abilities and a lot more teamwork. You got Apex. People who just want to like have sweet gunplay, be able to like 1v2, 1v3. You got Warzone. People who want to build and have like high skill games with funny, silly skins and like gimmicks, like really funny gimmicks. You got Fortnite. It's like you said, the corner of the market. It's pretty solid.
Which is why I'm starting to wonder if people should just start shift away from Battle Royale. You're not going to make it better. You're not going to make it better. Move away. Don't try to add your own spin on it. It's not going to work. Like, it doesn't matter.
Fortnite kind of already did that. They're like, oh, let's make something with building.
It doesn't matter what you do. There is nothing you can do to capture this market. I'm not kidding. I wish that people would stop trying. Stop. Freaking stop. Overwatch almost tried.
Stop. Oh, Battle Royale?
I think it did, yeah. And it's like, how would you make that work? How would that work?
I don't know.
You have characters that have predefined abilities. This isn't like Apex.
The only people that I think they could do a BRN succeed is Halo.
And the
only people, and they basically are like, no.
Yeah, they don't care.
But those are the only people that I think could actually like have a room and like there's room for them in the market.
Well, it would
Just 'cause
actually.
Halo's like one of the classic staples.
Yeah.
Of like, oh,
Well,
that'll be fun.
I'm just sad that like, yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It's like I said, people got to stop doing it, man. Just stop. Just make new genres. Make new genres, please. Please make new genres for multiplayer. Don't just like
Totally agree.
do the same thing. Make something unique. The
I think
finals.
when the last game I played is unique. Finals.
That
Finals
was
is
about
a
the
fun
only game that was unique.
Very fun game. Fun game, unique idea.
Obviously, it was no like Fortnite, no crazy like.
Not sticking on me like
but
COD
at
or
least
Fortnite
they
or
tried. Like, please, people,
very refreshing.
try.
That was probably the last one. That was probably the last game where I was like, "Oh, this is like fun." Helldivers, it's unique and fun. That's a different one.
I've never even played it. I saw you guys playing it, and it just.
But
I was just like, I don't know what this game is. Is it like a PvE shooter?
Yeah, it is. It's not. It's not. It's unique enough that it's like fun, but I don't think it's gonna be like earth shattering or anything.
No, but some people pretend it is because people nowadays always act like everything is earth shattering.
It's weird to have a multiplayer like staple of a game. Like, just hard to do. It seems. Like,
oh yeah, dude. No, you can't. Nowadays, you can't do that. The big names have been established.
I feel like multiplayer is like the most hard to do, but also the most consistent income if you can.
It is the most difficult. It is the most difficult type of game to do. That is why I never journeyed to those depths whenever I made prototypes.
Because even if you make a multiplayer game, it's such hard work to even get the multiplayer aspect. Let alone, it could just fail immediately.
It could fail immediately.
Multiplayer, it's such a competitive genre. Anything where there's PvP at all, it's like it's a tough one to.
And I've seen dozens of games I've loved that were multiplayer tank horribly.
Yeah,
Overwatch tanked.
I forgot to say PUBG. PUBG is still like pretty thriving. Like, still a pretty big community.
It's definitely not like the highest, obviously. It's not like the.
But yeah, they stuck around for a long time, and that's another. I'm just saying that's another one. That's the other pillar for like the hardcore. Oh, the guys who like Arma, like the really hardcore players. PUBG's like the.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Even that market's cornered.
Yep.
Like, you're not gonna. Who's gonna beat up PUBG? Like
nothing.
Or like that style of game. Like nothing.
Did that Pokemon with guns thing fail? Like, did that fail, or is it still? Is it still going strong?
Pretty sure it's basically done.
Because so many people were like, "Dude, this is the newest thing ever. It's so cool."
We knew that would die off.
Yeah,
Think of all the success they got. Think of all the success they got. Just they have like.
It's I just don't like
2,000 people playing right now.
It's just such a niche. It's like such a niche idea. It just doesn't seem. To me, it just doesn't seem very, interesting.
How can it beat out
like yeah, no, they're never gonna touch Pokemon. Pokemon is better than Pokemon.
I played I played on Steam. I played a Pokemon. Really fun. But people were like, "Oh, this game's so fun! Like, could be a Pokemon killer." I'm like, dude, they have the market so cornered on that,
dude. Also, they have
no way.
People don't understand this. The branding that Pokemon did was genius. They had a card game, an anime.
Yeah,
they had
true.
like
successful too.
Merchandise up the wazoo. People love Pokemon. Pokemon is not just a game; it is a brand. Most games never reach brand status.
A cultural phenomenon.
Yes, no game has reached
it made like a resurgence.
No
Pokemon
game
was like really popular, dipped in popularity, pretty freaking popular again. Like so insane how.
And that dip was barely even like people still love. Like, I've never heard anyone.
Oh, it wasn't gone.
Like, people were obsessed with that series. Like,
Dude, I know.
and
I still do.
I get it. Like as a whole, the whole thing is cool. You get so many different things from it. Like so many different people can enjoy it in different ways. You got manga, you got anime, you got cards, you got freaking the games, you got everything. I've never played a series that has had anything with that like anything with that many avenues of like experiencing it. And they're all pretty dang good for the most part. And I almost wish that other series could follow suit, like freaking Halo. When can I get a good Halo show? When can I get a good Halo movie? Like when can I get any of that stuff being good? Mostly garbage.
Yeah.
Like it's just bad.
I heard the next season of Halo is pretty good though.
I heard it's better, infinitely better than pun intended.
Nice.
Pun intended. Infinitely better than the other freaking season. But people are still like, what is happening? Like, how in the world? And this happened in season 2. It is funny that there's still like it's still it took a second season for this to even be decent. Like that's pretty embarrassing.
I know, and we'll see how. I don't know how decent it actually is, but the trailer looked way better. What time are we at?
Oh, we got like 4 minutes left. So that was actually pretty dang good episode, honestly, considering all the stuff we had against us, dude. And that's what I'm gonna forewarn the viewers at the beginning. Any irregularities are because of the internet. Because
happens, man.
Yeah. No, I have no idea what's going on. The weather has been weird. The weather's been like super windy, so it must have messed with the towers. Might have knocked over some towers or something because it was getting like humid outside, windy. But what I was saying is like I said, the whole series of Pokemon is good, and I have not seen anything like that. Like the anime hyped people up for that. Do you remember Orange Islands? Like the Orange Islands season from Pokemon with like Tracy. That was a preview for Gen 2. They had Gen 2 Pokemon in it before Gen 2 even started. Like they were using their anime to advertise their game, and it hyped people up. They're like, what the heck are these Pokemon? It was a genius business strategy. These guys were like on another level in terms of what they did. The anime would like always kind of pull in the big bucks.
Yeah.
Now, was it a repeat of the same thing over and over? Yes. And even me watching it now,
maybe
even the seasons I loved, it was very formulaic. Like, and I'm not even trying to be douchey about it. It was literally
I know.
The most like
Nintendo's like the essence of
follow the formula.
Yes, they're the essence of if it isn't broke.
And sometimes they break it and ruin it completely. But it is rare that they change the formula up. So, well, folks, God bless. Somehow we made an episode. We did.
I was distracted by freaking Fire Team Bravo. In an episode.
Yes.
God bless.
Goodbye, boys.
See you next week.
See you next week.